Good morning and welcome to our Safeguarding Culture podcast series. I am your host and founding director of About Safeguarding, Madeline Dunkley, and today I am joined by Luci Clapton. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning, Madeline.
Would you like to tell us a bit about your school?
Yes, so Stimpson Avenue Academy is a very multicultural school in the centre of Northampton, and bring children in from a wide variety of cultures and backgrounds. And we're a really inclusive school with really high expectations for our children.
Lovely. And what is it a one form entry, two form entry?
We're a two-form entry.
And you're part of the EMAT, aren't you?
We're part of the East Midlands Academy Trust, yes. So we work closely in partnership with the other schools within the trust.
Lovely. So how would you describe your school's safeguarding culture?
I think I'd describe it as one which understands, respects and integrates safeguarding into the daily life of our school.
Mhm.
Our staff have an active and up-to-date understanding of safeguarding, and all staff take responsibility for establishing and maintaining a culture where children are protected from harm. And I think the key thing is that the culture is one that's centred around our pupils and their specific needs.
So how did you create that culture? What did you do to get staff on board to make that as your focus?
Okay, so one of the things, obviously, we have a really robust safeguarding policy, which enables staff and governors to understand their own responsibilities.
Mhm.
We have a climate where staff feel confident to report their concerns,
Mhm.
really effective systems and processes, so including records and sharing information, monitoring and tracking of incidents. One of the things that we're really proud of is that we work with other agencies to ensure that children are protected and obviously feel safe.
Mhm.
I think it's also important that all staff are aware of others' roles and responsibilities. However, at the heart is at the crux is the safeguarding is everybody's responsibility. We
Mm.
make sure that all of our staff have the relevant training required for their roles, including regular updates, which of course are crucial.
Mhm.
And we have a clear code of conduct that's followed by all of our staff,
Yeah.
um, trying to make the environment a safe environment with staff sharing common high expectations for behaviour.
Yeah.
In terms of our curriculum is a high quality curriculum that provides
Mhm.
pupils with the knowledge about the risks they may face, um, and how they can be supported to stay safe both online and offline.
Mhm.
We also work closely in partnership with our safeguarding governor. We have termly meetings, which, open, honest, transparent, and they provide an opportunity for our safeguarding governor to support us. And I think one of the things that Stimpson is really strong at is working closely with parents and carers. So
Mm.
lots of opportunities to engage with our families, to build those open, trusting relationships between the school and all of our families. We've got a really strong pastoral team, so it's led by a pastoral lead, but it's not just one person leading pastoral across our school. There is very much a team effort and a team ethic running through.
Mm.
So yeah, there are a few of the things that we do to try and create our safeguarding environment and positive culture.
That's great. So you said you did a lot of work with parents. What kind of things did you do with the parents around safeguarding?
So one of the things that we do is we run a parenting workshop once a week. So that's 1, 2, 3 Magic. So parents are invited in. That started this year, and we've had a really positive take up for that.
Well,
We have a lot.
what's that? Sorry, explain what
So
that is.
1, 2, 3 Magic. It's to support parents with behaviour at home. Our behaviour policy at school is all based around positive behaviour, and it sort of mirrors that. So, and parents are given strategies to support their children at home, and we've already had some really good feedback from the parents who have attended those sessions.
That's great. What else do you do with the parents?
So every term we run multiple different parent events, whether they're curriculum based, so we've had reading workshops, maths workshops, or more social events. So we had our international food event earlier in the term. We have things like autumn fairs, whole school share a story events, anything where we can encourage the parents to cross over that threshold to school, so that we can build up those positive relationships, so that parents can trust us, and therefore they can reinforce that motto with the children.
That's great. You mentioned a little bit earlier about that you got all your staff to realise that safeguarding is everybody's responsibility.
Yes.
How did you go about ensuring that everybody took that message on?
Okay, so basically we just said, so everybody has safeguarding training, regardless of role and position within school. Safeguarding updates are then shared with our staff regularly. So each week, for example, our pastoral lead will send out a safeguarding update, which includes a little quiz for staff to complete as well. It's not mandatory. And I think it's basically through just constant reminders of, constant training updates, and sharing what's happening within our school with all staff. Obviously only sharing the things that everybody needs to know, but it's that constant reinforcement that we all have a role to play. Even our site supervisor, who, he has to attend all of our relevant training, but he's also kept up to date with more informal things as well. So for example, any parents or families that are struggling. So it is about making sure that communication is really open, and involving people as much as possible, and just constant reinforcement that we all have a role to play in safeguarding.
And what do you think the children in your school would say about the safeguarding arrangements?
The children, we recently had a learning review at our school, and lots of our pupils were spoken to, and one of the things that they said is, they know who to go to if they're worried. They say that they are taught about how to stay safe and keep safe, and I think that our pupils know that the staff are there to keep them safe, and they trust people within the school, and they feel that staff are there to do the best for them. So I would imagine that the pupils would feel positive about that.
Brilliant. And if so when your parents and visitors and that come into school, how do they know that's so when they come in, how would they know that safeguarding is your number one priority?
Okay, so obviously as soon as they come in, they'll be met by our very friendly but also very robust admin team, who will make sure that all of the relevant checks and things are in place. Around school, you'll see all of our DSL posters and safeguarding displays around school. We also have a weekly update on our newsletter. Any visitors that come to our school are provided with a visitors leaflet, which has our safeguarding procedures on there, including who to contact regarding any concerns. We also have I hold a head of school coffee and catch up each term, where parents can come in and discuss anything that they have any questions or queries about. And again, that's just an open forum. So if so parents know that we do have a genuine open door policy to anything, where they can raise any concerns, but also keeping parents informed. We invite parents in regularly for any discussions about, pupils' behaviour or anything that has cropped up that we may be slightly concerned about. I think the key thing is that communication and it being very open and honest.
That's brilliant. It is very key to keep everybody knowing that you're accessible as well is really good.
Yes.
So what would be your best piece of advice to other schools around creating their safeguarding culture or to improve their safeguarding culture?
My bit of advice would probably be just embedding safeguarding into everything that your organisation does. So it's from working with the pupils to external agencies, your parents and carers, it's staff recruitment and the environment. And it's also about senior leaders guaranteeing absolute commitment and support. So making sure that training resources are available to make all of the things that you want to put into place happen.
That's great advice, and that has to be led by the top, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Right, well, thank you very much for your time today. I do appreciate it, and I know a lot of our listeners will agree that your information and sharing with us and advice is great. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline.